what's up? This is Divine Prospect for House of Konciousness Atlanta, and I got my man Israel Doctrine here. What's up, Israel?
Peace here, bud.
So we here at Nazi Yashafel spot. You're gonna see him in a future video before we get up out of here. But I have my man Israel Doctrine here because he has an upcoming debate.
Yes.
He's going to debate Sankofa, and the topic
is the Bible the best tool for our liberation?
Is the Bible the best tool for our liberation? So we're going to ask a couple of questions to Israel Doctrine, put him in a hot seat, see what kind of information he got. We're not going to give you too much because a lot of it's going to be pulled out in debate, but we want just enough so we can whet your appetites, all right? You ready?
That's right.
Okay. So first and foremost, I want to ask my brother Israel Doctrine, if you could just give us a quick overview. Don't give us too much detail. Quick overview. Why this topic is so important. Why is it necessary for our community?
Well, it's important due to the fact that the House of Konciousness audience love to debate about the Bible all the time. You know, it's a lot of things that they like to say are discrepancies, misquotes, plagiarized stuff, this, that, and the other. But they never deal with the script itself and the functionality of the literature. Because the Bible is a literature book. You can say it's fiction or non-fiction or whatever, but it's a piece of literature that we use to govern life. You know, it builds character and it transforms the readers like other pieces of literature.
So you believe that being that this is a great tool, you believe it's the main tool? Do you think it's the only tool, or do you think it's one of many tools that we can use as a people in our community to build a character, to give us insight in regards to our future, etc.? So do you think it's the main tool? Do you think it's the only tool, or do you think it's
the best tool?
The best tool, okay.
Just like, you know, any toolbox or your old Rambo knife and it had all the gadgets in there and stuff. You know, some tools just better than others to do the job and make it more quick to the point, more direct to the point. You got you know, screwdrivers, you got hammers, you got different tools for different things, but then you got the tool with the multiple gadgets. So that's what the Bible is. It's a little bit of Egypt, Kemet, it's a little bit of Islam, a little bit of Christianity, a little bit of all the major religions, as well as the different groups out there like RBG and all that stuff, and all of their leaders and all of their teachers and, you know, great men use the Bible.
And why do you think that is? Because
the Bible itself is a paradigm and it's been put in place. So it's been put in place for us to use it. I mean, at the end of the day, you can use it for good or evil. And white theology, or the white supremacists, have used it throughout time to suppress us. But the only way to break the chains is to understand the book, go through it, and counteract anything that they done told us that's wrong. Like when you say rapture, you can't read the term in the book. When they say immaculate conception, you can't read that term in the book. When they say Trinity, that's white theology. That's looking at Roman Catholic encyclopedias, things of this nature, and quoting them. This is what Shaka do. This is what, you know, Sankofa does. This is what Lite does. This is what a lot of people do. They study the white man theology, and then they come back to us and say, well, this is what they say about the book. They never studied from a black theologian standpoint, and they never deal with the text itself. I mean, the Bible itself talk about the scribe's pen being in vain, because you got all this book and no one is reading it and dealing with the text itself.
So with that being said, what do you think is I guess that's one of the major errors, but what other major error do you think that the black conscious community is doing in regards to the text itself? Why do you think there's such a hatred, or not a hatred, but such a scrutiny when it comes to the text itself? And they saying that we don't need it, let's throw it out, it's old, you know, we need something new, something different. How do you respond to that type of stance?
Well, at the end of the day, it boils down to, once again, you letting your oppressors take what they use to oppress you to keep you in oppression. And that's what it is. When you got people talking about getting rich and things of that nature, which Creflo Dollar and all these people get this from, you know, Kenny Copeland and all the people from TBN and stuff. So they use these things to oppress us, take the tithe dollars, the economic system that the Bible, you know, set out for us to benefit us, and they take it and they use it to benefit themselves. The Jews, so-called Jews today, do the same thing. Everyone that used the Bible benefits from the Bible. The conscious community itself benefit from the Bible, because you don't get great debates from Muslims and, you know, Moors and things of that nature. When they brought the Hebrew Israelite or the Israelite into the debate arena, it livened things up. Sinetta himself say, when you use the Bible from a Hebrew Israelite perspective, it's the best tool to liberate our people.
Now you quoting him on that?
I'm quoting him on that. And he know it.
He know it?
He know it.
So let me ask you a question. In regards to your last debate, whether some people were aware of it or not, you actually debated Dr. Mad.
Yeah, right here on this very
in this venue here. You debated Dr. Mad, and pretty much you said that you won a debate because she ventured off. And the question was, is the God of the Bible enemy or friend?
Right, that was the topic. And it was based up on biblical text, the same thing. You cannot use any other text to tell you about the God of this Bible without going to the very source, the Bible itself. Now, she did a pretty good job in the second half of the debate because she dealt with biblical text. So I gave her, you know, thumbs up for that. Even though she messed up the text, she, you know, she get an A for effort. You know what I'm saying? E for effort.
E for effort.
Right, E for effort. But she get an A, you know, because the A is the highest score you can score. So she get the A, she get the E for effort. But she botched the scriptures. When she said that he took the firstborn and he was going to sacrifice him. No, he took the firstborn and he gave him back to the people and said he'll take the Levites to be his priest and not the firstborn, the one that opened the matrix. So once again, you have people out here calling themselves scholars and saying they deal with texts. They deal with, you know, archaeology. They deal with different things. But most of them can't get to a primary fossil or whatever. So then they read a book about it. They read other scholars, you know, information about it. And then they quote them. They'll show you a picture like they do in newspaper articles. And then they'll quote the information from them. So it's the same thing with the Bible. This one right here, it's a KJV. You have no pictures in it, only words. So if you're gonna be a scholar and you're gonna deal with text, you know, similar to this, Dr. Ben's book, We the Black Jews, right? He has pictures in it. We can just see there's pictures in it. It's unlike the Bible. But people say they're scholarly, or they'll say Dr. Ben is a scholar, and then they'll say his work is pseudo. Because they'll say he was out of his mind when he said he, as well as us, were black Jews. So what makes the difference between one piece of literature and another piece of literature? You read it, you understand it, you comprehend it, and you speak on it. So if you're going to be scholarly, we're dealing with Dr. Ben's writings, or John Henry Clark's, or Chancellor Williams, or, you know, Wade Noble, or any of those Afrocentric scholars, then you must have your scholarship up when it comes to this.
So my question to you is this: why do you think Sankofa took this debate? Because from his perspective, it's very important, because he doesn't believe that the Bible should be the main tool or the only tool in regards to transforming the character of our people, helping us with our social, political, economic status. What do you think he has to gain by debating you on this topic? Do you think he's doing something for personal gain? Do you think he's doing something to liberate our community from what he believes is captivity, from being stuck in this text for so many hundreds and thousands of years and being by our oppressors oppressing us and forcing it, quote unquote, forcing it onto us. What do you think he has to gain, or what do you think is the momentum that he's bringing in order to bring this specific topic to light?
Well, Sankofa that told us about his life, he come from many different schools of thought, but he come from an activist background. His grandmother was an activist. So I believe he have an activist spirit, and seeing that he has that spirit, it led him to many different places, looking for something concrete to build on. As the Bible say, you build on sand, you build on a rock, we'll know how smart you are. Right? So he dealt with Islam as a child, then he went into your camp, whichever camp that was. Then he ended up with the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites. Then he dealt with some Kemet, I guess, RBG, Black Panthers. The only thing he say he ex is an ex-Hebrew Israelite. So as of now, I know Sankofa to be all the above, just an ex-Hebrew Israelite. So that shows already that he has a discrepancy in the Bible. He's an ex-believer in the biblical text, or that which he learned in Daesh, PK school, or whichever school he was in.
In Boston,
But as we talked on Sal Showtime show, which is Debate Talk for you, we did a little something on there, you know, just to let the people know it was a little promo. We haven't did the weigh-in yet. Hopefully that'll be soon, next week or whatever. But he was saying that things need to be upgraded. You know, that's old doctrine, as you say. That's an old book. That's old doctrine. That's not for our times. So like I told him, Israel Doctrine is a term that I came up with describing the Bible. It comes from Israel. It was written by Israelites. You know, you can argue it however much you want, but the liturgy itself begs the difference. So doctrine is teaching. So I call the Bible Israel Doctrine. It's not truly my name, but since I use it on my Facebook account, everybody call me Israel Doctrine. So it sounded good. You know, when I came up with it, it sounded good. So I rode with it. So dealing with that, it boils down to one simple thing. He hasn't heard Israel Doctrine because it originates with me for us to turn, and then everything that I put under it or allowed to go up under it is only defined as Israel Doctrine.
I think also in regards to the conscious community, if you agree with it or disagree with it, but I think the problem is that the conscious community has several questions when it comes to the text that they may have issues with, they may see as anomalies, etc. And I think that because these questions go unanswered, is because they have no real scholar or anybody of academia to really address these concerns that they have with the text. And the reason why I say that is because I believe that that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people in the conscious community says we got to get rid of the Bible or modify it, because there's so many questions that's left unanswered.
It's say of lately, because you did a good job with your presentation, and it's a lot of people that do deal with it for us academic and this, that, and the other. It's just mostly you get ISUPK, GMS, and all of them being promoted on Sinetta TV more than someone like you, myself, Nasi, and different people that brings a different perspective than, you know, cussing people out on the street and basically spiritual gangbanging on the street.
So with that being said, I was going to say that I think that if we were to address some of their concerns, and I think every time a debate is being done, whether or not it's from one of those camps or somebody who's individualistic, I think that more of the text is coming to the surface, more people are being aware of what's actually in the book itself. This helps to raise certain questions, and I think that also we have a responsibility, obligation to meet these needs that the people have, because I don't think everybody in the conscious community is against the Bible in a sense where it's like, oh, it's demonic, we don't need it no more, and it's oppressing our people. I think is that because so many of these questions go unanswered because these camps don't deal with it from a scholarship or academia perspective, is one of the main reasons why they don't want to have anything to do with it, because it's like, yo, we have all these questions and you're not giving us no answers. So let me ask you a question. Who do you think, because since the Black conscious community is more geared to our people and the people who are raised up in our community who actually teach from this perspective as opposed to white scholars, who do you think is one of the prominent teachers or master teachers, I like to say in the Kemetic community, that deals with the Bible? Do you believe that there's any?
Brother Reg. I mean, Shaka Utmost, he done did his codex thing. I guess he's doing this, lecture right now. But all he did is give us more power. Due to the fact that you're showing that the Bible and Egyptian whatever has correlations now. So if they have a lot of correlations, then you can't say the Bible is this, that, and the other when it's used in some of your main stuff. John Henry Clark, I believe, stated that when, you know how people like to make the argument, the 42 negative confessions, not the 42 laws of my yacht, but negative confessions, that if Moses did take that, he took the first and the best for us. You know, the first meaning honor your mother and father, which they say honor your ancestors, right? You know, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. All these things deal with moral character and stuff. So if the 42 negative confessions is that deep and that strong and can transform a man, a male or a female, then when you take the best 10 out of them, how can you lose? So you never see anyone in the conscious community argue that like, oh, the laws is bad. They'll try to go in there and manipulate some of them and talk about them and this and that. But what you got to realize is Egypt had a mystery system. Kemet had a mystery system. We took
Go more into that.
We took of that system and upgraded it. Just like I told Sankofa, where we put a new app in and we're going to upgrade. You know, we talking computer language now. But we still talking in a metaphor, parable type way. So we just going to upgrade the info. And that's what happened when Israel came out. Moses had the info. He upgraded.
So do you believe that because there's a common ancestor in regards to the mystery system, that is the template, and then from there, you had different civilizations have their take on it, depending on their language, their culture, their geographic location. So with that being the case, you cannot fully ascribe this mystery system to one civilization.
One civilization or one person. Because at the end of the day, when you take Egypt, as my brother, we've been talking here as I've been waiting. If you take Egypt and take all the people out of it that went down in there with their different cultures and different dynasties, different families that woven and shaped the matrix down there, the system itself. You know, because that's what it is. Just like Neo, once you can see the system, you can manipulate it, and that's what the problem is. A lot of people have never been shown the biblical Israelite mystery system. This is what I brought out at the debate here. I spoke about that more than anything, because salvation, the saving of souls, if you know what a soul is, you can go to Genesis 2 and 7. It tell you basically that he created man from the dust in the ground, breathed into his nostril the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So if we're living souls, then he's trying to save us and salvage us from what? The grave. Eventually, quote unquote, from the text, the lake of fire or eternal damnation. You know? So how do you do that? Reconciliation. Me and the God killer, you know, Armor Ra Squad, you know, leader, co-leader Ishmael Bey. But me and Unc, we had a lot of falling outs and stuff. That's how I kind of got on to the House of Conscience. He had Sinetta and Polite called in one night when I was at him and trying to, you know, deflect the, the barrage I had for him. So we sat right here in this room and we reconciled with each other. You know, gave each other pounds, hugs, and, you know, greeted each other. And when we left, we departed in peace. We reconcile our differences. And it's the same thing that God and man have to do. As in that debate, we was dealing with the Bible. A lot of scriptures came out. It's sad people didn't get to see it. Hopefully one day something will surface with more information. If not, it's an urban legend.
There's a portion of it that is online that Aunt was able to record. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, I got it up.
Oh, you got it? Yeah.
Israel Doctrine's YouTube.
Yeah, so there's a portion of it that he was able to get. It was mostly yours because for some reason they didn't let them record my aunt's portion of it.
Well, it was Aunt's recording. So he was sitting right here at this table, flipping her PowerPoint, so he couldn't record her.
No, I thought I saw in the video where they was telling people not to record when she was getting up to go speak.
Yeah, that was true, but at the same time they was recording. Inky recorded, and he had somebody record him, right?
Yeah, when he did his part.
Right,
yeah.
And they still had the cameras on, so you could see that when he went out there, he had time to film at least 30 minutes while I was sitting up there doing my part.
So let me ask you a question, transitioning from there. So ultimately, what is your goal in a conscious community? And with that being said, who do you think is in the way of that goal that you may have to encounter, that you may have to have a debate with? What is your ultimate goal in the conscious community? And number one, and number two, who do you think is in the way of that goal that you may have to address? So that way you can pretty much accomplish what you seek out to do.
Okay. Second. First question is, what do I look to accomplish? Well, to take the Bible to new heights in the conscious community. To show people, as I like to keep showing this book, because Shaka Utmost did not show this book. Sanetta, if you think so, show the proof. But we the black Jews. Now this Afrocentric scholar, Yosef A.A. Ben Jakanan, right? He spoke about being a black Jew, us being black Jews, and how that relates to Egypt, and how that relates to, the mystery system and stuff. He even speaks about the mystery system and saying basically it would take one of us, an Israelite, to further it. Maybe because he didn't want to further it no more, he was putting it to the side, moving on with new things and new ideas, as most people do. They get bored with stuff. And he was a Jew from birth, even to this very moment. He in the Jewish nursing home, for as I know. So I never seen him in literature diss the Israelites. What most people don't know about this book is that him and Matthew Wentworth, who is an Ethiopian Jew, just as well as Dr. Ben, was gonna honor him. So it's a relationship here, just like with Joseph and Moses and everyone that was down in Egypt, Dr. Ben and Rabbi Matthew, you know what I'm saying, that more people need to explore. And I don't see how Shaka, being a student of Dr. Ben, don't understand the relationship between Egypt and Israel.
And see, I think also what Dr. Ben was doing was countering the white theology and the white ideology in returns to the Bible.
That's what all the blacks was doing at that time. Black power will basically break down to black theology, a black liberation theology. This is what you seen when Obama was being elected and they attacked Jeremiah Wright. When they attacked that man, they was dealing with him because he said, "God damn America." But they didn't give you the whole video of the sermon he was doing. But his church is all about black liberation theology. That comes off of, what's his name? James Cone, who, for the most part had a book that he wrote. And he used Malcolm and Martin. He used Martin for the spiritual side in Christianity or religion, and the non-violence to a degree, and then he used Malcolm as the backbone for black liberation theology. Malcolm for the black, Martin for, the religious side. This is the same thing if you read any lately and you love comic books that the guy that came up with the X-Men did with Xavier and Magneto. The same thing. So you always gonna have your polarities out there. One that's ready to kill, one that said let's have peace. And you gotta have them to balance each other out. Because if you let one run rampant, then you're just gonna have chaos because it's too much.
Yes.
You got to have a balance.
So to answer that question, you're saying that it's to update or upgrade the ideology behind the text to show people that we can still use it modern day times to liberate our people. Is that your goal?
Correct.
Okay. So the second thing is, who do you think is in the way of that goal? If you accomplish that goal,
Sankofa right now.
So Sankofa?
Yeah, Sankofa who runs around with Lite and Shaka Upmost and other people in the conscious community. But he gravitates to one side of the pole more than the other side. And that's why I said to say you're an ex-Hebrew Israelite, but don't say you ex nothing else, then that's kind of biased. And I know a lot of Israelites have been ducking him, you know what I'm saying? Because he knows that doctrine of One West, that ISUPK doctrine, and he can poke holes in certain things. He's a dangerous person, but me being an Israelite that don't come from that paradigm and them camps, then it's a whole nother
ball game
dimension to this debate. And one thing about him, the reason I appreciate the fact that we're going to debate, because Israelites haven't debated in the House of Conscience yet.
Israelites haven't debated in the House of Conscience?
Israelites hasn't debated Israelites.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
In the House of Conscience, which I don't have no problem with that.
I mean, we could set something up. That's
right. I don't have no problem with that. My whole thing was, since we've been attacked by outsiders, let's deal with them. But at the same time, in doing that, and even doing my debate and me saying salvation is for all the Africans and even whites or non-black people.
They're going to have a beef with that.
Right. I done already encountered that.
I'm just saying.
I done already encountered that beef. It's well done and tender, and I'm ready to eat anytime. I feast.
But also, just a note on that, since you're saying that, that's a problem that the Black conscious community is going to have with you in particular. Because that's one that Sarnetta has a beef with. Right. He said, Israel Doctrine is saying that the white man can be saved. Because they are Black nationalist ideology in the Black conscious community. When you include the quote unquote white man, then you're going to have a lot of people within the community that's going to say, well, why would you do something like that?
Because this total salvation for all souls mean that at the end of the day, I shouldn't have a problem with a white man because I'm not oppressing him, nor is he oppressing me. We all liberated, we all free, power to the people. Now wait. All people.
Are y'all listening to this? Wait, say that one more time. You said that the white man is not oppressing us right now?
No. Total liberation of salvation means that I'm not oppressing you, you're not oppressing me.
Now what if there's white people who are not involved in that mindset? Are they still oppressors to our people?
Oh, right now it's the white man world. We talking Tupac now. You know what I'm saying? Born black. On the ass on to the pressure of living as a human being. We all have common things that we go through, common temptation. White man get horny just like a black man get horny. He see a black woman, he might lust after her. See a white woman, he might lust. We might lust after a white woman. There's people in the conscious community that have white women. So if you just gonna throw the white people away, throw the white people away. But you can't do that because some people in the conscious community have white mothers, white fathers. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know it. You just don't know it. That's what y'all don't know. If you was in the certain circles, you will know these things. If you got to know the people that have been given to you to idolize, then Omar Johnson. He got a white Umar Johnson. My bad, bro. I don't say your name that much. I chop it up though. But he has a white woman. Now is he Black Power or Black Liberation?
Yeah.
If he is, then hey, you can't get rid of the white folks because he's not gonna get rid of his white woman.
Wow. So, in regards to Israel Doctrine, and you saying that salvation is for everybody, what do you think should be done by the Black conscious community that will even the scales in regards to the people who we see or view as our oppressors? How do we go about dealing with our oppressors? if we're going to use the Bible as a liberation tool, because I think what I'm thinking is your premise is that salvation, if everybody understood what salvation is, I guess you were saying that they will see that there's no color lines and that we're all one, etc.
Right.
So how do you think we can present this to our quote unquote oppressors, the ones that are oppressing us? How can we present this from a black liberation?
You don't worry about them. You got to get the people ready. You got to get the army ready. As Jesus said, only come to the lost sheep. Once I get the lost sheep ready, and once I hook my kingdom up, because the kingdom is within, it's not up in the heavens, and if it is, then it's going to come down. At the same time, if it comes down, it's going to dwell within. You know what I'm saying? We get a change of body and stuff, and we can dwell in it in the proper manner. But once you raise the people up, you have a army now. You can mobilize the army and go out and fight the fight that needs to be fight, whether if it's an oppressor or not. You stay ready. So in a time of war, you don't get ready. You get ready before war. So in battling, as John Henry Clarkson did, as Dr. Banner did, he even battled with the ADL. He told them, I'm just as much Jew as you. I can tell you about bar mitzvahs. I can tell you about these things. I have lived these things. I have learned these things. So therefore, you can't come to me like I'm ignorant. And that's what it is, ignorance. When you ignorant of what's written in him, then you ignorant. And ignorant people can't speak on a subject or things of that nature, and they have no foreknowledge. You can't even ask a reasonable question.
So you saying Sankofa? Do you believe Shaka Atmos, Brother Polite, any one of these people? Do you think any one of them is in the path of you actually getting this information out? Because these are all proponents to the Bible, and they've demonstrated that.
Well, next year's the death of real black atheists.
Oh man!
Next year's the death of that.
Wait, look in the camera and say that.
Next year's the death of real black atheists. I let him live. You know what I'm saying? Man. I let him live. I had him on his respiratory system and stuff.
He's on life support.
Yeah, we had him on life support. Wow. He was almost out of there.
Getting at you, Aunt.
But at the end of the day, I let him live. He didn't change this stance. He didn't humble down and stuff. I'm not a bully. But next year, death to real black atheists.
So aside, so you think so again? Do you think Shaka Amos? Because people are saying his scholarship is on point, and
he don't deal with the mystery system.
So you're saying that he's not even a factor? Is that what you're saying?
Not even a factor. All he's doing now is telling you that the mystery systems have similarities. And though they have similarities, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, which one is the best? Once again, to liberate us, to get to the problem like that.
Because he said that we don't need the Bible, we could just go back to ancient Kemet and use the principles that's in ancient Kemet to deal with liberating our people.
Right, but he said if you want to be homosexual, right?
That's what he said.
Now, whether you read that in Kemet text,
it's not there.
Now, when you deal with biblical text, I ain't even got to flip to it. All you got to do is deal with the Bible. What do it say? You know what it say. Tell me what it say about homosexuality.
It's saying that if you are going to be stoned to death.
You're going to be stoned to death, or you're going to get eternal damnation. Don't do it. It's an abomination. All of that, but it tells you specifically, man should not lie with man as he lie with womankind. So, just on that, the Bible then trumped them, knocked them upside the head. Hopefully wake up from his concussion.
So in regards to, because today is when he's actually doing his lecture.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He's
doing his lecture today. He has a book out, and the book is pretty much showing how the Bible has taken, especially the book of Proverbs and other areas of the Bible, it's taking from ancient Kemet. But here's my thing, right? If he believes that the Bible is plagiarizing ancient Kemet, then he must say that for every other civilization on this planet. Because if they believe that ancient Kemet was the pinnacle of knowledge and information, that means if you see its similarities in any other culture, then you have to throw everything out. By definition, right?
But you say the pinnacle.
No, I'm saying according to what he's teaching.
I understand, but what do the pinnacle mean?
At the top.
At the top. But how did it get to the top? Meaning there's other things out there. This is just now at the top. And this is due to the fact that they recorded it.
more than any other civilization.
And it's on the walls. And you could go and say, oh, look on the wall, see what it say? But that don't mean it didn't exist beforehand. Once again, everybody came into Egypt. Egypt took from every other culture. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, what Kemet has is not theirs. It didn't originate there.
Are you saying that in the camera?
Yes.
Because you know the people can hear this.
Right. It didn't originate there. It didn't originate there.
Okay.
You know, unless you said mankind started in Kemet in Egypt, then it didn't originate there, because the first thought of man didn't originate there. When he hit the bricks together or whatever and started fire. So the Kemites didn't start there. So that means when they started a fire, they learned from someone else. Now this is simple. This is just simple reasoning and having a little foreknowledge on it didn't start there.
And just looking at the anthropological record, looking at anthropology, you can tell that a lot of technologies that they implemented did not originate in Kemet. If we look in history, about 10,000 years ago, that land was new land, because the way the Nile runs from the south to the north due to elevation, over a period of time, gradually you had sedimentation in that area and it became land. There's actually records of pre-dynastic Egypt where that land was under like water. You know what I'm saying? Not fully underwater, but it was like mud type of sediment.
Which is the argument that Nazi makes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When he say most of their artifacts don't come from them because it's underwater. So you got to go to dry land.
Exactly.
And the Nile Valley is by the Nile Valley River, right?
And that runs all the way down to Central Africa. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, and I think this is a great discussion, because you know you're gonna get a lot of feedback on that.
That's why I'm trying to get on the side of the platform, promote this debate, as well as get this information out from another perspective.
So why do you think that Sarnetta doesn't respect you? I mean, he respects you, but when I say respect, meaning that he doesn't think that you're formidable enough to deal with anybody in the House of Conscience, like Shaka Atmos.
He haven't seen me get in my flesh. Even with Dr. Mayat, she was a woman, and I treated her a certain way. You know, if they would have told me she was Ra Squad beforehand, I'd have been a little bit more disrespectful, because I would have went at the Ra Squad a little bit more than her as a person. You know, but you know, I have cursed. I will curse. You know, I have anger. You know, personal issues, as well as when I see people come at the Bible and do certain things. So I don't threaten people to do things of that nature or just curse people out. But I can get, you know, pretty ugly when it comes to people attacking me in the Word of God.
So you're saying that the reason why he doesn't think you're a formidable foe is because you're not angry enough, you're not yelling, cursing, you're not acting out of the flesh, or do you think it's because of a lack of scholarship that he thinks that you do not have? Because this is what he stated before in the past, that you don't have the scholarship to deal with these people in the House of Consciousness.
I'm a defender of the Bible. Do you see me doing a debate saying Kemet ain't nothing and let me destroy it and show you how weak it is and all that? I don't do that. You know, I don't do that, because I don't have to destroy what you build. If I build something better, the people gonna come anyway. What it say on the Field of Dreams, build it and they'll come. So if I build it and they come, then my actions show louder than words.
That's true.
So even with that, to have an calm himself down when coming at the Bible and dealing with that, because he met somebody that was coming at him. And as I tell people, I didn't come at him about no scholarship. I came at him on morals and character. People calling to your show, talking to you, you laughing while they talking, you doing these type of things, even if we were scholars and dealing with scholarship now. How can we do that and you're doing this? So when you're dealing with, like Shaka say, y'all attacking me on my sexuality. Whether if I'm homosexual or not, that's not a part of the scholarship. Let's deal with the text. Let's deal with the information. So when you find people that attack people's character and stuff and get into all that rah-rah, you know, which that's what Sarnetta know from the Israelites. That, you know, he made a statement once before and everybody was posting it up that, you know, Israel go hard. He didn't say their scholarship went hard. He didn't say their information was hard. He said they go hard. I'll rough you up, or I do this and I do that, which is, you know, going hard from a street level or whatever. You know, as Shaw said, we used to put hands on people. You know. So when you see that, and that's all Sinetta see and hear, he never hear from Midwest Israelites or Southern Israelites. When Nasi went up there, Nasi didn't portray that or do that. You know, he just dealt with SETI. For the most part, you never heard him really go with their information. He just bigged up the God of Israel and what he stood and how he fortified. So when SETI went at that and basically like the hell with that, damn that, and this and that, he lost. Because he took him into the biblical realm, or took him into the Torah, the Tanakh. He took him into and talked a little bit about his stuff, that which he did not know about. He's not a scholar. He's a picture graph. He show you pictures. You see this picture? You see that picture? Don't it look good? See, that's evidence. Just as Unc say, I can win a debate just by showing pictures. Same thing Dr. Mayat tried to do when she said, this is an Israelite. And see, we don't look like that, so therefore, our DNA proves that we're not Israelites. See, my DNA, no, it's not about DNA. As Polite try to be a strategist and choose his debates, you know, topics and stuff. Oh, I never dealt with that. Well, let me deal with extraterrestrial. You know what I'm saying? No, it's celestial beings and it's terrestrial beings. It's nothing extra. It may be newly found, but it's nothing extra in this earth. You know, and if it comes out, then this came from the celestial. So, as he chooses topics to say I did this and did that on his bucket list or whatever for debates, I'm gonna kill all my debates after I get my little list out. It's the same thing I did. I only defend the Bible really. I don't attack Moore's Science Temple. I don't attack RBGs. I don't do all that. I just say, I believe this is the best book for our liberation. If you got a minute, let me show you. And if you come to the debate and try to prove it's not, then I'm going to take that minute and I'm going to show you and prove.
So to sign off, what words do you have for Sankofa before this debate? And not just Sankofa, also Sinetta. What is your final adieu to them in regards to, I guess, what you want to forewarn Sankofa for, what you want to let Sinetta know that, you know, that you have the scholarship, you have the vigor, you have the propensity to actually go hard as well. What are your final words to Sankofa and to Sinetta?
Well, to Sankofa is simple. Be ready. If you're not ready and you don't really understand the totality of black liberation, liberating yourselves from oppressors and oppressing others, because once you liberate it and other people are oppressed, or you turn into the oppressor, you know what I'm saying, victim or victimizer, you know you either gonna be one or the other. At the end of the day, if he don't understand that, and he don't understand the question and how it's formulated and how it should be addressed, then it's gonna be a problem for him. You know, I heard him say he gonna put Jesus on trial, he gonna do this, he gonna do that. Hopefully his mind is sharp and right, because he's gonna go into the books and he's gonna, you know, he's gonna sharpen up his sword. All books are sword. This is a sword. You know, you can fight and use the words in this book to deal with people that say anything different or lying on this book. Same as this book. This literature or this literature. You know, so if Sankofa mind is not right and he don't understand it, which he should go ask some people or whatever what they think about it, we'll see in the weigh-in, which will be in a couple weeks or in a week. You know, if his mind is right, if his mindset is right, that's why we're gonna have to weigh in. See how much he weighs. He might be lightweight, he might be a heavyweight. Ain't no telling. But for a Sinetta go,
Sinetta is saying that you're not a formidable opponent in regards to the conscious, dealing or debating people in the conscious community. What is your words to him?
Well, once again, it's I'm a defender of the Bible. I'm not an attacker of anything. I don't have to be anti nothing. I'm pro Bible. So at the end of the day, just pay more attention. I'm gonna do some lectures. I'm gonna come down here till then. I'm gonna do some lectures, and you know, I do my blog talk show, The Huddle, 1, 2, and 3, which most people that listen to it understand what's going on and understand who I am because they get a chance to participate. But Sanetta don't have a chance to participate. He don't have a chance to look at me because he's trying to build these people up and their conversation up and trying to set those debates up. So when he told me I want to put you on stage, I want to do none of this, I ain't, you know. For him, it's entertainment and money as well as information. It's all of them combined, right? He's got to get his money. He's putting money in. He wants some money out of it. Then at the same time, if the audience is not feeling it, then you're not gonna make the money. So you gotta have an entertainment portion of it too, which is understandable. But at the same time, you gotta be more, you gotta have a bigger, I don't even know the word, lineup. You know, if you had Natural Tahuti out, you know what I'm saying, Free Tahuti, peace to the brother. I don't know if he did it or not, but you've been oppressed, incarcerated. Let the man go. You know, let him reconcile with the community. But if you had him out, then it'll be another debater. If Seti wouldn't have fell off the scene, you would have another debater, right? If Ali wouldn't have tucked tail after the polite, you would have another debater. So you could put more people on the platform, have more debates, allow them to record it, make history, record it so the people can see it. But if you sell it to them or put it out on YouTube free, the people now can see the information, hear the information and stuff. But when you have people attacking people's character and things of that nature, you don't get a good debate. Polite lost his debate simply because Tazariak said he looked weak. He spazzed out after that. Said he lost when Nazi said, hey, listen to this clip. Oh, you slandering me, you slandering me. His mind gone now. Because they don't have the fortitude to stand up to something like that. Israelites, we get that all the time. Jesus is gay. They do that more than they call Shaka gay. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, just keep watching. That's all you gotta do.
Okay, because I said it was the last word, but two other things I wanted to mention. Do you believe that when people have knowledge of any text, any culture, ultimately, if it does not transform the character, then we should do away with it? Do you believe that that's the case? Do you believe that what the Kemetic community is learning in regards to their sciences or the Moorish community, do you believe at the end of the day it should define or transform their character, whatever information that they have? Because if it doesn't, do you believe that it's in vain? If it doesn't, I think that, and the reason why I said that is because you believe that in regards to the Bible is transforming your character.
Right.
When you get into it, when you get in depth, it transforms your character. Do you believe that a lot of these other, and this is not an attack on them, but a lot of these other denominations in the conscious community, that what they're studying helps to transform their character, or do you believe that they should incorporate more of this to help build their character?
Well, at the end of the day, you'll hear Reggie, who's now a Valley Scholar, use stuff like who will see her in heaven and deal with virtues, attributes that we should be having flowing from our essence, you know, who we are. He used these things. I haven't heard any other Nile Valley scholar, so-called Nile Valley scholar, use these things. You know, when you listen to others, they want to deal with historical stuff. When the pyramids was built, you plagiarize and stuff, this, that, and the other. How is that going to change the diaspora, as they like to say, or change the attributes that goes on in our community? Knowing when the pyramids was built, who wrote something at a certain time, who found this thing on the wall, or things of that nature. Now you're just dealing with knowledge, and knowledge puff it up. That's what the Bible says. Knowledge puff it up. So now I'm smarter than you. I know times and dates. I can show you a piece of text you haven't seen before. Voila. See, you ain't read this book. Oh, so you smarter than me because you read the book before me. That's the same thing saying Egypt is better because they recorded it first. But Kemet history, Egypt history is world history. It's all our history. Because to tell the truth, all blacks have been down there sometime. Even the Israelites. We have been down there. We lived there. We dwelt there. We had homes there. And we was a part of the society to make it better or worse. Now we know that non-blacks, but the whites came in later with the Greeks and stuff, and Ptolemy, and started stealing and taking and doing this and pillaging, and milking their cow as much as they can. But at the same time, like I said, it's simple. History, knowledge of books, the Shaka popping up all his books. Okay, you're a historian. You should debate another historian. You shouldn't debate a person that's not a historian, because you're gonna win. I know more history than you. That's all he can prove. But do you understand how to build character? Because that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? We talk about masculinity. This is what everybody talks about now. Oh, they got the black male acting like females now and stuff. How is he gonna address that? Not to say the man is gay. I don't know. I don't care what he do in his bedroom. He ain't doing it in my bedroom, so I don't care. I never attacked that man on that. I see others. When GMS attacked him,
GMS went in on him.
They attacked him. They attacked Polite. When his family member had passed, they said God did that and stuff. That you shouldn't have no. Don't worry about that. That's that man's business. That's between him and his creator. If you believe the God of the Bible created us all, that's between him and that God. If he worshiping this, that, and the other, you shouldn't attack his family though. So this is what I'm talking about, character. If you don't have no character, it don't matter what you know. You're not standing on nothing. Because you would even sell your people out. I'm looking for some money now. I ain't worried about if these children learning this, that, and the other. If they smoking crack or selling crack or pouring themselves out to each other and doing different things. And this is what we're supposed to be worried about.
And I think that's more that they should be teaching or expounding upon in regards to how the things that they're learning can help build character.
Right.
Because if they don't, then what are they actually contributing to the community? Just information. After information.
Scholar gangster.
Yes, I'm saying you don't see no transformation in the people.
Right.
So if the stuff that you're learning cannot edify the people, not build yourself up, but edify the people, then I think they should take a much different approach. You know what I'm saying?
Even like I said, the attacks on the Bible, that's to build their pockets up. If we debate the Israelites, we get a big bang. Because their people gonna come and see their scholars, their heroes, their warriors against ours. Win or lose, we gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the attitude to have. It should be win or lose, this information will be highlighted and pushed to the community in a way that it haven't been done before.
Okay, so with that being said, thank you for your time. Brother Israel Doctrine. Do you want to let the people know anything about Black Intelligentsia? I think that's, am I saying
Black
that right?
Intelligentsia.
Oh, Gensei, yeah. So you want to give them any information in regards to what that's about?
Yes, it's a new platform to debate on or whatever. I look to, basically take it and allow new people to come on and get a bigger lineup, as I said. You know what I'm saying? And, to debate people from the House of Consciousness, or even deal with two people from the House of Consciousness that may want to debate, but Sinetta won't give them a chance. As he said to me, I want to put you on the stage. So you have to, see, this is liberation in itself. This is empowering each other. When you make your own platform and take it to a bigger platform, it's just like the rap game. You're independent, you go to the majors for the push, so they can get the press and everything to it. Sinetta he's the method. That's the spot you want to go to make sure everybody see you, you see everybody, and that your information go out. So what we doing now is we recording, we making some information so it can go on there. Will it go viral? Will it do this? How the people gonna accept it or whatever? That's a whole other thing. But we're taking what goes on here and plugging it into the big system, which is Sanetta TV or Black 102, Black News 102. You know, one day it might even make that History Channel that he got.
Yeah.
You know.
So in regards to that platform, that's what that's about. And shout out to Israel Doctrine. Shout out to Sanetta and House of Consciousness as well. Thank you for your time giving this information out so now the people can get your perspective in regards to this upcoming debate, your previous debate in regards to Dr. Ma'at, and get the essence of what you're about. You understand what I'm saying? So this way it can be fair, it can be objective, and that way they can get it here where you're actually speaking on it. And again, we can see how far that this can go in regards to after this debate. You know what I'm saying? To let people know that the House of Consciousness has inspired a lot of little independents coming on up in regards to sharpening their tools. What I can say about the House of Consciousness with my stance that I had previously is that it helped me to actually sharpen what I knew. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't face too many formidable people unless you're dealing with people who are conscious. You know what I'm saying? And by encountering them, it helped me set my game up 1,000 times. That's why when I did my presentation on Sanetta's channel, my presentation was geared towards a conscious community. You know what I'm saying? Because I understood from a skeptic's perspective that this information that they need in a particular format for them to even consider, you know what I'm saying, the tool, one of the tools that I utilize to help build out people, which is the Bible. So I had to present it in a more tangible way for them, in a more scientific, historical way for them, so that way they can be intrigued about it. And then from there, we can take off and give them more information.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's why I say I have to do a lecture, and hopefully, you know, we can collab on that, because we've been speaking about it. But you got to put it in lecture form, and the people got to have time for 2 or 3 hours worth of information. Because without that in the debate, things go back and forth, and you never get a chance to just display the information. So hopefully I'll make it up to Harlem and get on the couch and you know, do my thing.
Now here's a question. This upcoming debate, will you have a PowerPoint?
I had a PowerPoint.
Now the reason why I say that is
I had a PowerPoint here.
You know they was getting at you because they was like, Israel did not have a PowerPoint.
That was inky, and I got it inky about that, right? Because at the end of the day,
oh man.
At the end of the day, which I like to say, at the end of the day, he was outside most of the debate, right? The beginning and the second half. He came in the third part of the debate, the end. And at the end of the day, he seen I pulled up a Word document because I didn't have my Bible at the time. All my information was on my laptop. And so even extra scriptures that I might wanted to go to was on the laptop. So I wanted to prove to the people that I'm just not coming up with nothing or whatever. I did my research and stuff. Matter of fact, let me put this up.
Did you have sources?
Yeah, the Bible was the main source.
Because you know they were saying that also that the young lady who addressed you at the end, she said, "Is there any other way you could have made your point outside of the Bible?"
Right.
Remember she had mentioned
she asked that question. It was a good question. And how did I answer?
You said no. You said no because the topic or subject matter was relating to the individual that stated, or God who stated in the Bible.
That you find in the Bible. You could say, well, in the Quran, there might not be the same God as the one in the Bible. You could say in Kemetic text, it may not be the same God as the one in the Bible. So I can't go to another God or another text to deal with the God of the Bible. See, this is how you got to use reasoning. You have to think about what you ask. Once again, if you don't have no foreknowledge and you're ignorant of a subject matter or you prejudice towards it, it ain't gonna do it no justice. So, as I gave the people, if you listen to the beginning of that footage, as I told them, if she can make the God of the Bible your enemy, then every God is your enemy. Because your God haven't came and got you out of this captivity, hasn't caused you to, your babies to do this or that.
Allow your people to go into slavery.
All that. We still dying where your God is. So if we dealing with a God that's an entity out there somewhere that created all this, or a power or a being or whatever, then he's evil or she's evil too. Due to the fact that yours haven't did what you putting on mine to do. You know what I'm saying? That's like a woman talking to another woman about her husband. Girl, he ain't bought you no car. He ain't did this. He don't get your hair done and stuff. And your husband not doing it either. So how you gonna say my husband bad? Our husband
That's
is
called
bad.
projection. Yeah.
So now we have all guys back. If people choose to roll with Dr. Mayat. And that's what it basically turned out to be.
So also, people, when you see this footage, be sure to lay your comments down, because I'm sure my brother Israel Doctrine is going to take a look at the comments. Leave your comments down, give feedback, because I think that's the best way for us to really emerge, is seeing what the feedback that the people is giving. All right. So again, Israel Doctrine, thank you for this conversation. I hope you prepared with your PowerPoint and everything else that you need for Sankofa. Also, let the people know they can listen to tell them about your blog talk show, because they need to know when the weigh-in is at. They need additional information, where they can go for this debate. Where can they go to get information for this upcoming debate with Sankofa?
Well, on Facebook, you can go to the event Sankofa versus Israel Doctrine, November the 1st, 2014. You just type it in and you can get it. If you can't find the information, just hit me up on Facebook at Israel Doctrine. And if you want to find me anywhere on the YouTube or Twitter or any social media, any website, which I have, IsraelDoctrineEntertainment.com, just type in Israel Doctrine. No one use it but me. If they use it, then they basically biting. And hopefully they use it in a good way and give me my just due.
All right, so we signing off here for the House of Consciousness Atlanta and House of Consciousness there in Harlem. Thank you guys for listening in and watching. There's going to be more to come. This is my boy Israel Doctrine getting ready for Sankofa on November 1st. What's the venue that's going to take place at?
It's at Lighthouse Whole Food Grill on 53rd Street. Like I said, if you need any information, just holler at me and I'll make sure that you get directed to the right place and event flyers and everything. Hopefully we can get the event flyer in the beginning of somewhere in this, and then that way they can see the flyer and get the information.
We can definitely do that. Yeah. So everybody, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we will be there at this event to record, so you guys have some footage as well. But I'd like to thank Israel Doctrine for coming on the show. House of Consciousness Atlanta, House of Consciousness from New York as well. And you guys stay tuned. Like I said, leave your comments and stuff below, and we'll get back at you.
Peace.